Good day, student. This is Mr. Aribite, your government tutor. As we all know, the subject is government, and our topic for today is right of a citizen. We have to look at the objectives, that is, what are those things you expect to know about the topic which says right of a citizen. 1. Students must know the meaning of right of a citizen. 2. Students must know the meaning of duties and obligations of a citizen. Students must be able to highlight 7 duties and obligations of citizens in the state, and then we also mention some of those rights of a citizen. Students will also outline 5 ways by which citizen rights can be safeguarded. Now let's go properly. What by right of a citizen? Right of a citizen is fundamental human right, which means that every individual at birth is endowed with certain rights, e.g., right to life, liberty, etc. What we mean by right of a citizen is that those rights that the citizen enjoy without any barrier because it is natural. And every citizen given birth to in a country will automatically enjoy those rights. Then, it is also the duty of the state to ensure that citizens enjoy those rights. Then look at some of those rights we are talking about. 1. Right to life. Citizens have the right to live. No citizen right should be taken away from that citizen. 2. Security and protection of law. Law of the land must be protected because law guides the citizens' activities. So all the laws must be protected. Another one is right to access to the court of law. Every citizen must be given that opportunity to take any matter that is not suitable to them to court of law. They should not be denied the right to court of law. Then freedom and protection from slavery and forced labor. It is the right of citizens to enjoy protection from forced labor and slavery. So it is now the duty of the state to make sure that the citizens are not being enslaved, either within or outside their country, and they are not forced to carry out any labor. Another one is right to ownership of property and protection from deprivation of property. That is, citizens should be given the right to own property of their choice, and they should not be denied of owning any property except that is dangerous or that can jeopardize the security of the land. Then another right is talking about right to vote and be voted for in any political election. All citizens does not enjoy this right, but only those that are qualified to vote and be voted for. For instance, a citizen of Nigeria that's 18 years and above. Once you're 18 years, you have the right to vote, but you cannot be voted for. But from 25 years and above, a citizen of Nigeria can vote and also be voted for. But that will be when such citizen register by through the electoral body. Any citizen that is mature from 18 and above and does not register with the electoral body, such a citizen cannot vote or be voted for. So that right can be denied when you did not register. So you must register. Then once you are registered, you must be allowed to vote or be voted for as a candidate of a political party. Then freedom of forming and joining of any political association. A citizen have the right to join or form any political association of his or her choice without any restriction, except if it is very, very dangerous or is going to jeopardize the security and peace of the society, then it will be denied of such person or group. Freedom of movement. Citizens should also enjoy freedom of movement from one place to another without any restriction. But in some cases, such right can be upheld by the government. For instance, look at this period of coronavirus. We are asked not to go to anywhere, no interstate movement, even within a particular state, no movement. The government have denied us of our right, but based on some certain facts, for it, as a result of crisis like the coronavirus. So citizen right can be what? Can actually be denied of him or her for society reason. Wow, citizen is to enjoy freedom of movement. Then right to education. Every citizen is expected to have basic education no matter what, so as for such a thing to be enlightened and to be aware of what is going around his immediate society and the world at large. Then freedom from unlawful detention. Citizens should not be detained for any reason in the police custody more than 24 hours. Police should not detain any citizen unlawfully. As such, if there is any case, the police should refer the case to the court of law, where the case will be decided by the court. Those are the examples of right of citizen. Then there are societal limitations I've also mentioned, but that is all about right of a citizen in a country. Now let's look at duties and obligations of citizens in a country. As the government protect the right of citizens and they enjoy the right, also the citizens have to pay back the state, that is the government, through duties and obligations of citizens in a country. Then what do you mean by duty and obligation? These are those things the citizen of a state has to do as a payback for those rights they enjoy in such country. These are the citizen contribution toward the development of the state. Look at some of these rights, some of these duty and obligation of citizens. Payment of taxes, obedience to law, voting at election, detention and prevention of crimes, right of individuals, enlistment, national symbols, loyalty, national services. Let's start to explain it one after the other. Payment of taxes. Every citizen is expected to pay his or her tax because this tax will be used to provide social amenities for the people and is a source of revenue for the government. Obedience to law. It is mandatory for citizens to obey all the laws of the land for the common good of everybody. Then voting at election. A citizen has to vote during the election. Failure to do so may lead to the election of the wrong people to public office. Then detection and prevention of crimes. A good citizen is expected to assist the law enforcement agencies in detecting and preventing crime in the society. Then right of individuals. A good citizen should not interfere with the right of another citizen. That is, you should not deny other citizens their own right. The enlistment, that is, whenever a citizen is enlisted in the military, then such a citizen should expect that he ought to join the military so as to protect the country. Then we also look at national symbols. When we talk about national symbols, we are talking about those symbols that show or explain about our country. For instance, our currency, our flag, our national anthem. All this must be respected. It's part of duty of citizen. Loyalty. A good citizen must show loyalty to his country and must not support another country against his own country. Then national service. Citizens must be ready to obey the country's national service. They must be ready to give the service to the nation. For instance, through Nigeria Youth Service Corps. All these are duties and obligations of citizens as a payback to the right citizens enjoy in the state. Then let's look at ways by which citizen rights can be safeguarded. That how those rights can be safeguarded and protected. One, by law, by independent judiciary, by exercising democratic government, by entrenchment of those rights in the constitution, by making use of the rule of law. Then freedom of press and reduction of poverty. Let's take it one after the other. Law. Supremacy and consistency of law to maintain the right of individual and their corresponding obligations. That is, when the law is supreme, then individual rights will be protected. Another one, independent judiciary. That the judges must be fair and impartial in protecting individuals' rights against invasion by private, individual, or government body. That is, the judiciary should protect the citizens' rights. They should not allow anything like bribery or corruption to take place in their act. In democracy, this is modern political system which permit free discussion and association. So, in a country where democratic government is adopted, citizens' rights are mostly protected. Entrenchment. The fundamental right we are talking about must be entrenched or stipulated in every country constitution so as to use it as a reference whenever any citizen right is being denied. This was declared in 1948 United Nations General Assembly, December 10, 1948, under what we call Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So every country must stipulate citizen rights in their constitution. Then rule of law. All the principles of rule of law should be applied by those in power and the citizens as well, so as to protect the citizens' rights. Then free press. There should be freedom of press and guarantee the, the press the right to point out any abnormality in government and also to pronounce anything that is affecting the right of the people. The press should be allowed to do their job. The reduction of poverty level. The level of or rate of poverty should be reduced to the minimum level in the country. When there is reduction of poverty, the citizens will enjoy their right. Those are ways at which citizens' right can be safeguarded. Having said all this, let's look at assignment. You are expected to write limitations to each of citizens of right that you have been given in your note or that you have been explained that been explained to you. That is, all rights also have their limitation. So find out limitation to those rights we have mentioned and that are also in your note, and let us and write it and send to your teacher. Enjoy yourself as you listen to me. God bless Nigeria.